All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Happy Tuesday to everyone. My name is Michelle Fletcher, and I am the academic recruiter for the college. Thank you all for joining us in this session, and we just appreciate you sharing an hour of your evening with us. Now, before I get started, I want everybody to know the session is being recorded. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. Now, over this next hour, what we want to do is talk with you about the different programs and opportunities that we have here at Cvcc. We just want to make sure that you are fully aware of what we offer and that you know how to get started. Now, to help us do this, I have a wonderful panel this evening, and I promise you, they are waiting to talk with you, answer your questions, and to give you much information about all things Cvcc. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce them real quickly and then run through a few more things, and then we're going to get started. From the admissions office, we'll be talking with us about applications is Michael Duncan. Michael, hello there. Financial aid representative this evening is Hunter Overstreet. The person that's going to talk with us about onboarding and the academic programs that we offer at Cvcc will be Ashley Pearson. And then Deanne Mcdaniel is going to talk with us about student life. We also have a special guest this evening, and her name is Miss Deborah Short. Deborah's is with the Workforce Development Program at Cvcc. As a matter of fact, she is the coordinator of that program. And she's going to talk with us about the opportunities to get trained and skilled in electrical technology, as well as talk about the CDL program that they offer as well. So we have a lot that we want to share with you this evening. So here's what I say. Get your questions together. We want to be able to answer those questions, get your thoughts and ideas. We want to hear, again, from you. We want the session to be engaging, and we want it to be interactive. Feel free to put your questions in the chat. Unmute yourself. Listen, we would love to hear your question in your voice. So if you'd like to unmute yourself and ask, please feel free to do that. We will check the chat often, and we will have a Q&A at the end. Now, to help with the engagement aspect of this evening, we're going to launch several polls throughout the evening. These polls are anonymous, but they help us to know how to serve our students better when we get your feedback. So I would ask you, if you would, please engage us in these polls, because again, we get a lot of good information from the polls. Now, at the bottom of your screen, you're going to see several different buttons, but there's a reaction button there, and that button allows you to interact with us. It allows you to engage with us. And so I would ask you to use that interaction button as you need to throughout the evening, because again, we want the session to be engaging, and we want it to be interactive. So to get us started, I am going to go ahead and launch our first poll for the evening. So let me go ahead and get that squared away here. And that poll is asking the question. We're going to launch that poll, and I'm going to give you a few minutes to interact with that. What is your main reason for attending the information session tonight? Now, that's important to us, because we want to make sure that you are getting the information that you were looking for when you joined us this evening. So if you would go ahead, and I'll give you a few more seconds with that. Okay, look like we're good. I'm going to go ahead and end the poll, and I'm going to share the results. And it looks like applying to college, we got you covered. We'll be talking about that, financial aid, programs, enrolling in classes. Listen, we're going to cover all those areas this evening. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to stop sharing, and we're going to go ahead and get started. And our first speaker for the evening, again, from the admissions department, is going to be Michael Duncans. Michael.
Thank you, Michelle. Well, good evening, everyone. Again, my name is Michael. I work in the admissions office, and I wanted to just briefly talk to you tonight about the admissions process. I know a couple of you said that's why you're here, so hopefully you can get some of those questions answered. Now, if you had a student with us, you'll want to go to our website. It's www.centralvirginia.edu, and right in the middle of the homepage, there's a big yellow tab that says Apply Now. If you click that, you'll be taken directly to our application portal, where you can create an account in our application system using your personal email address. And then you can access the application. Now, the application itself will only take you about 5 to 7 minutes to complete. So it's pretty easy and short. And there is no application fee here at Cvcc as well. But you'll want to take your time and make sure you read the questions carefully to prevent any errors on your student account. Because whatever you put on your application, that's the information that goes to your student account. And if you have any questions about any of that, anything specific on the application, a question, please feel free to contact us in the admissions office. We'll be happy to help with that. Now, once you submit your application, you're going to receive an email confirmation to that personal email address that contains your Cvcc student ID number, a welcome message to the college, and some instructions about your next steps. Now, this email serves as your acceptance letter. Right now, we're not mailing out acceptance letters, so you want to hang on to that email in case you need to reference it later. And at this point, once you receive that, you know you're accepted to Cvcc and you're considered a student with us. And at this time, you'll be able to get us your high school transcripts or other college transcripts as well for some transfer credit if you want to bring that in. Now, there are a number of scenarios in which you don't need to submit the application. I want to go over 3 of those tonight. First, if you are a current dual enrolled student in high school who is currently taking classes with us, or you just took classes, you would already be in our system as an active student, so there's no need to reapply once you finish those dual enroll classes. And second, if you've taken classes with us within the past 3 years. Now, maybe some of you took some classes already, but you needed to take a break for one reason or another, and now you're ready to resume. You would also not need to resubmit the admissions application if you have attended within 3 years. You would still be active in our system as well. And the third scenario is if you want to pursue a workforce program, and Ms. Deborah Short's going to discuss that process in just a moment, so I won't steal her thunder, but that is a different enrollment process than our credit programs. Now, once you're accepted, you want to set up your student account, and you can do this by clicking the My Cvcc button in the upper right-hand corner of our homepage, and you'll be able to set up your username, password to access your student account. And this way you can check your account for any kind of registration holds that you may need to get resolved before enrolling in classes. And also to check to see if you are classified as an in-state student or an out-of-state student. You know, one of the major benefits of attending Cvcc is that we can offer an in-state tuition rate to domiciled Virginia residents, which is lower than the out-of-state rate. And the admissions application has a section on it called Your Background, and that is where you establish your eligibility to receive the in-state rate. So make sure you pay close attention to those questions. Just listing a Virginia mailing address on your application does not automatically qualify you for the in-state rate. And the application is automated, and so it's going to respond to the answers that you give on that Your Background page. Now, if you're classified out of state and you think you should be in state, then you're more than welcome to appeal that. You'll just need to contact the Admissions and Records Office, and we can walk you through that appeal process, no problem. Well, I think that's about all I wanted to cover tonight for the admissions process. Again, please feel free to contact us in the admissions office with any specific questions you have. I'll post our contact info in the chat box so you have that. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Hunter Overstreet in our financial aid office.
All right. Thanks very much, Duncan. Again, my name is Hunter Overstreet, and I work in the financial aid department here at Cvcc, and I'm actually going to share my screen. And I've got a PowerPoint presentation. Can everybody see that? Okay. All right. So we wanted to go ahead and welcome you. Thank you for attending this session tonight, and congratulations. So wherever you are in your academic journey, whether you're just coming out of high school, whether you've finished high school and took time off before coming back to college, or going to college, excuse me, or if you've taken college courses and you know, are looking to finish up, whatever the case may be, we're glad that you're here. So to pay for college, you, of course, need to apply for admission, which Michael Duncan went over just before me, and apply for financial aid. You're going to go to fafsa.gov, which is listed on the screen. Make sure that you use that .gov. You can end up at fafsa.com or .net, and some of those may ask you to pay a fee to do the application, and you should not have to pay a fee. It's a free application, so make sure to go to the correct website there. Michael Duncan also mentioned the in-state and out-of-state tuition, and you can see that's per credit hour for in-state and out-of-state. And obviously the in-state is a lot cheaper. So again, if you are in-state, make sure to put that on the application for admission. Okay, so again, like I mentioned, you're going to complete the FAFSA. If you're planning to come to Cvcc in this upcoming fall, 2021, you are going to complete the 2021-2022 FAFSA. We have already started classes for summer, but we do have second 5-week courses if you're interested in doing that. Now, in that case, you would have to fill out the 2020-2021 FAFSA. That's going to be a separate application if you decide to do that. Before you begin the FAFSA, you can create your federal ID, and I have the website up there. If you are under 24 years of age, you're going to be considered, when you're filling out the FAFSA, you're going to be considered a dependent student, which means you're going to have to include your parent tax information, income, all of that kind of stuff on the application. The only way you would not be is if you are married, have children. I think there are a few other exceptions, but otherwise, if you're under 24, you're going to be a dependent student. When you put in the application, it's also going to ask for a federal school code. So you can do multiple schools. Our school code is listed on there, 004988. Now, when you finish the FAFSA, that does not necessarily mean that everything's complete and you can kind of just sit back. We do ask for certain documentation. There's a process called verification where we may need certain documents from you, and that will be in your student center when you log into your My Cvcc. And of course, feel free to contact us if you have questions about any of those items that we're asking you to turn in. So these are the financial aid awards. The big one is the Pell Grant, FSEOG. For state grants, we have what's called COMA, or the Commonwealth Grant, and PTAP is a grant from for 1 to 8 credit hours. So don't feel like if you are only going half-time or less than half-time that you can't get aid. You definitely can. So you can get it full-time, part-time. So don't make that an obstacle or think that you can't get money. Also, we do have our Cvcc Foundation Scholarship, our educational foundation. Note that that is a separate application. So just because you fill out the FAFSA doesn't mean you'll automatically be put in for that. But when you do the foundation scholarship, they are going to require that you have already done the FAFSA. Now, if for any reason your financial aid doesn't cover all of your expenses, you can contact our accounting department and set up a tuition payment plan if needed. The steps are listed here on the screen. Also, if anybody wants this presentation, I'm going to leave my information in the chat. If you want a copy of this to keep for yourself, I'd be happy to send that to you for reference. And we often get questions about financial aid, using that to purchase books or a laptop. You can definitely do both of those. Again, you can contact us. There are certain points during the semester, and you'll have to fill out what's called a bookstore authorization to be able to use your funds to buy books and laptops and other supplies. Now, as far as the FAFSA, and especially like if your parents fill out their information, it's going to ask for 2 years back your parents' tax returns if you're a dependent student. So if you fill out the 21-22 FAFSA, it's going to be based on 2019 income. Now, obviously, a lot of things have changed, especially with the COVID pandemic. So if your parents or yourself have lost a job, if your hours have been reduced, sickness, any type of thing like that, we can work with you to change your FAFSA based on those changes that you may have gone through. And that doesn't have to be strictly tied with COVID. That can be any type of circumstance that makes a big change in income or things like that. So as it says there, we're here to help you, and feel free to contact us if you have questions about that. I won't go over this too much, the G3 program. The requirements are listed on the screen there. There's also a website to our website, excuse me, a link to our website that'll give you some more information about G3. A lot of the programs that you can sign up for that are eligible for this are a lot of the technical programs. So welding, machine tool, I believe radiology is included in that. But that link will give you all of the programs that are in that G3 grant program. And finally, again, here's the contact information for our office. I'm going to put my personal contact information into the chat, and just give us a call or shoot us an email if you have questions, and we hope to see you soon. And now I'm going to send it back to Michelle to do a quick poll. Let me stop sharing my screen here.
All right. Before we do that quick poll, a couple things. I see in the chat, someone asked a question about summer classes, and I see that Ashley is responding, but I'd like to just say something so that everyone will be able to hear this information. We do offer classes during the summer, and Ashley and Hunter, feel free to jump in, Michael. We do offer classes during the summer. Unlike the fall and the spring, the summer is a shorter week. We have what we call 10-week classes, and then we break those weeks up into what we call first 5 weeks, second 5 weeks. So those are kind of like intensives. So for anyone that would like to maybe get ahead and take a class or two during the summer, yes, we do have offerings, and particularly a lot of our gen eds are offered during the summer. Those classes do cost. Now, as to whether or not it's covered by financial aid, that's a conversation you would need to have with Hunter, but we do offer classes during the summer. The other thing I want to make mention of is the G3. For those of you who would be interested more in maybe a trade, some kind of technical program, welding, machine tool, maybe something in the health science like radiology, respiratory, you really need to go to our website and check out the G3 program, because if you engage in one of those programs, you could very well have your tuition at Cvcc paid for free. And so I would encourage you to please check out the website for the G3. Hunter is right. It's a lot of information, and it would probably do you better to just take a minute and read it through, and then kind of gather your questions about it, and then get back with us so that we can answer those questions. But what an opportunity for you to be able to acquire a skill. And listen, these skills that you will get, they are for jobs that are in high demand right now. So you would, again, do yourself a service. If you're not looking to pursue a 4-year degree, and that's fine. There are a lot of good opportunities out there that will get you skilled and trained and ready for the workforce ASAP. All right, we do have another poll, and so I'm going to go ahead and launch that poll. And this poll is asking the question, do you have a computer or a laptop needed for your classes? And do you have reliable internet? So I'm going to go ahead and launch that poll, if you would entertain that for a few minutes. All right, we're going to go ahead and end the poll. Look like we got a few more. All right, we're going to end the poll. I'm going to share the results. I'm sorry. It does appear that—
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Okay, well, one moment, darling. I'll get with you in just a second. It does appear that several of you have a computer and a laptop, and a few of you do not. And this is important for us to know, because Ashley is going to address this in just a minute. This question will come back into focus when Ashley is doing her presentation, because she's going to let you know how we can help you in this area. And do you have reliable internet? All of you said yes, and so that's great. So I'm going to stop sharing the poll at this point, and I'm going to entertain a question coming from— who's talking to me?
Matthew Parker.
All right, Matthew, what can we answer for you?
So for next year, I will probably, actually, So I'm taking high school still. I'm dual enrolling. And if I get a laptop from the school itself, will I be able to use that for Cvcc?
So you're going to still be in high school. You are rising senior. Is that right? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm not sure. Ashley, I see you shaking your head. You can weigh in on this. What's your understanding about that?
I haven't heard that would be a problem. Yeah, I don't. That's a great question. It's the first I've had like that. So I would think that as long as you have internet on the laptop, you would be able to use it. That might be something you could ask your school, maybe your guidance counselor, to confirm that you could use it for your Cvcc classes. But I would think so. But just to be sure, I would ask them.
Matthew, all right, I'll be sure to ask.
Okay, great. Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Any other questions? No, you're great. Thank you, darling. Listen, this is why we're here. If it was left up to me, we just sit here and answer questions all day, because that's what we would love to do. And then that would mean that we are definitely getting you the information that you're looking for. Anyone else with any questions before we move on? Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and move on. I told you we have a special guest this evening, and her name is Miss Deborah Shorts. And so I'm going to go ahead and give it over to Deborah. Deborah?
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being able to attend this special meeting. My name is Deborah Short, and I am the coordinator of workforce development. First of all, I would like to tell you that we do have a different registration process versus the credit side of the house. You can find that information on the Cvcc homepage. We have a tab, it's called Workforce. You will click on that tab, and it will take you to all of our classes that we offer in Workforce. Over on the left-hand side of the screen, it is a registration, online registration button that you would click in order to apply for our programs. We also have a different financial aid compared to the credit side of the house. We have the Workforce Credential Grant, which will help pay 1/3 of the cost of your fast forward class. And students must meet the Virginia domicile criteria in order to qualify for that. We have a pot of money called FANTIC, that stands for Financial Aid for Non-Credit Training that leads to an industry credential that is based on income limits. We also have the tobacco commission money that you might be eligible for if you live in a tobacco county. That will pay half of the 1/3 cost of a fast forward class. So 3 of the classes I want to talk to you about tonight are ones that I manage. The CDL program, Commercial Driver's License Program, starting July the 1st, we will be partnering with Southside Virginia Community College with the CDL program. There will be 2 different locations that a student can pick from. We will have Fort Pickett and Blackstone. And then we also have a location in South Boston that you can take that training. It is 6 weeks long, 240 hours, Monday through Thursday from 7 o'clock to 5 o'clock. The cost of that class is $4,500. If you qualify for the Workforce Credential Grant, and that is done during the registration process, then you would only have to pay $1,500 for that class. If you were to qualify for the FANTIC, and that's an application process, you would only have to pay $150 for that class. For tobacco, if you lived in a tobacco county, you would only have to pay $750 for that. So to be eligible for that class, a student would have to be 18 years old, have to have a valid driver's license. You actually have to go and get your CDL Class A before you start the program. You have to pass a DOT physical. You have to pass a drug test, and you also have to provide the school with a copy of your driving record. So that's a brand new program and a partnership starting July the 1st. Also, talk about the electrical program. The first step in the electrical program would be taking the Nccr Core Introductory Craft Skills class. We have that class starting in August this year. The class meets one night a week from 5:30 to 8:30. In August, that class will meet in September on Wednesdays. It is 9 modules in that class. After you complete all 9 modules, you will receive your certification. Like I said, that class is Wednesdays from 5:30 to 8:30, one night a week in August, and it runs to December. The cost of that class is $1,098. And again, if you qualify for the Workforce Credential Grant, you would only pay $366 for that class. That includes your textbook, that includes modules, everything that you'll need for $366. If you get tobacco funding, $183. If you qualify for the FANTIC grant, $36.60. So like I said, we have our pots of money over here on the non-credit side of the house that can help you, just as well, as the credit side with their pots of money for financial aid. And so just to share with you, my students in the core class this semester just finished up a couple of weeks ago. We had 100% credentialing rate for those students. So that's very exciting. I'm so proud of those students. And our electrical 2 students, they finish up in a couple of weeks, and we're looking at 100% credentialing with them too. So I thought I would share that with y'all. And the core class, that is the beginning of, you have to take that core class. That is the prerequisite to all level 1 Nccr craft skills, whether it's plumbing, carpentry, electrical, welding, or industrial maintenance. You have to take that class before you can move on to level 1 in any of those programs. Also, next semester, we have the Electrical 1 program. Now, you can take the core and the Electrical 1 at the same time. One is on Monday night, one is on Wednesday nights. So for the Electrical 1 program, we have 12 modules in that program. You take all of those and you will receive the certification. We have over here in Merritt Hall, we have the lab for both of these programs. It's a whole lot of hands-on. It's a lot of fun. We have a lot of tools. They do performance reviews. They build things, and it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. So again, we'll have that class. That class starts August the 16th. That's on Monday nights from 5:30 to 8:30. The cost of that class is $1,400. And again, a third of that class is $467 if you qualify for that Workforce Credential Grant. If you qualify for the FANTIC, which is based on income, $46.70. If you qualify for the tobacco, $233.50. Again, the non-credit side of the house, we have our own a different registration process, and we have our own pots of money to help you with anything you might want to take on the non-credit side of the house. Also knowing once you take our classes and you complete our registration process, the student ID number that you get is the same one that you will have on the credit side of the house should you choose to move from non-credit to credit. So I hope that helps you out a little bit. I know I threw a whole lot out there, but feel free to ask me any questions at the end, or send a chat, or give me a call, and I appreciate you listening to me. So back to you, Michelle.
All right, thank you, Deborah. Listen, we're gonna pause just for a minute to see if there are any questions, because you surely did give a lot of wonderful information and made it very clear that there's more than enough money out there to help any of these students that might be interested, whether it's the credit side or the non-credit side. Listen, don't even let that make a difference. You want to know that the money is out there. If you're looking to get skilled and trained in a particular area, Deborah has already indicated there are at least 3 or 4 different money sources that if you qualify for, you can pay as low as $46 for a set of skills that you will have a lifetime. Deborah, how much money does a CDL driver make?
Last poll I took or whatever, I believe it was like $48,000 in a year.
Okay.
For CDL.
For 270 hours of your life, you're going to make $48,000 annually. Listen, I know people with master's degrees that don't make that kind of money, right? So I just would, again, I would implore you, that's my one big word for today, to think about it, because that's a lot of good information. All right, if there are no questions, again, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to launch this next poll. Now, this next poll is asking the question, what programs are you interested in studying at Cvcc? So we're going to go ahead and launch that. Now, I think you only get to pick one. So go ahead and pick the one that you're most interested in. And again, you can ask questions as we go if there's something you do not see and you want to know more about. Okay, we're going to wait for a few more. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to end the poll and we're going to share the results. All right, it looks as though some interest look like across the board. Okay, well, we have Ashley now. We're going to stop sharing. Is going to come and she's going to talk with us about, again, onboarding, basically the things that we do to help you make that transition into Cvcc, and then the programs that we offer as well. Ashley?
Thank you, Michelle. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ashley Pearson, and I'm a counselor here at Cvcc. And I just want you to all know that the counseling office is here to help you from start to finish. So if you're new or a prospective student, I'm going to kind of go over what that process will look like for you. You'll meet with a college navigator, and your navigator is going to help you get started at Cvcc. They'll assist you with your application. They will talk to you about the different programs that we offer and make sure that you choose the correct program on your application. Or if you need to change your program of study, they'll help you with that as well. They'll also assist you in determining math and English readiness. And they will also help you log into your MyCvcc, figure out how to use your MyCvcc, and all the different tools available for you once you've logged in to your MyCvcc. And they'll also help you complete your FAFSA. Once you've applied to the college, you'll be assigned a counselor in addition to your navigator, and your counselor is going to talk with you about your academic goals, and together you'll work with them to develop a plan to reach that goal. And we can talk about what you want your semester to look like in terms of a course load. We'll talk about the commitments you have outside of school to make sure you're signing up for classes that match the time commitment you're going to be able to give to school so that you're successful. And as I mentioned earlier, your navigator is going to talk to you about math and English readiness. And that's one of the first steps after you've applied to the college that they'll work with you on. You're going to be, we used to require a placement test. You probably have heard about that, but we no longer require a placement test. And you now will be sent a enrollment link after you've applied to the college. And that enrollment link is going to ask you questions as far as your high school GPA and the highest level of math that you completed. So if you're a recent high school graduate within the past 5 years, you'll report your final high school GPA and the highest level of math you completed. If you graduated more than 5 years ago, you're also going to do the survey. And then you'll talk with your counselor about the best place for you to start. Some students say they've been out for a while, they might want to refresh. So you'll have a conversation with your counselor about where would be the best place for you to start in terms of math and English. The high school transcripts are not required after you apply to the college, but we do encourage students to send them because you might need them for financial aid purposes. So I would go ahead and send that high school transcript even though it's not required. We are currently enrolling for summer classes and fall classes. Fall classes start August 23rd. Our second 5-week session of summer starts June 28th. So as Michelle mentioned earlier, the 5-week sessions are accelerated. So they're going to be 5 weeks as opposed to 16 weeks, which is what the traditional fall and spring semesters are. Although we do offer 8-week classes in the fall and spring semester as well. Fall classes run August 23rd until December 17th. And we're really excited that we're going to be offering a lot of on-campus classes this fall. It's going to be great to get back on campus and see everyone. But we also understand that some people might not be ready to come back to campus. So we will be offering what are called virtual real-time classes, which is where you meet at a certain time, but you log in through Zoom. And so you attend class that way. And then we also will, of course, be offering online classes too. So now I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you how to navigate some things on our website. All right. Okay, so this is our homepage, and up at the top is your My Cvcc. And then right here is programs and classes. So if you click there, can everyone see my screen? Good. Okay. Here are our programs and classes. So you'll notice that we have tiles. So each tile is an area, and within those areas are the different programs that we offer. So you'll notice here we have business administration under the business area. We have administrative management technology. And we also have cybersecurity. So you can kind of see they're grouped under the different areas that they are. And I just want to let you know that we offer a couple of different types of programs. We offer transfer programs. So those are designed to transfer to 4-year institutions. We also offer Associates of Applied Science degrees, certificates, and career study certificates. And those are designed to give you skills to go out and start working once you've completed them. If you scroll down here and you can see transfer information, this is where you're going to find a whole bunch of really helpful information about our guaranteed admission agreements and our articulation agreements with various 4-year schools. You can explore the colleges and universities that we have agreements with. And so this is a really helpful area that I encourage you to take a look at as well. And you can talk to your counselor about, your transfer goals, and they'll walk through that process with you as well. So I just wanted to show you those areas. And then back on our homepage, we had here is some information about the G3 initiative. So I encourage you all to read the FAQs there. There's a bunch of good information. We list the programs that are G3 eligible there as well. Sorry, this top link here is going to show you the requirements, how to enroll. And then these are the programs that are G3 eligible. So just something for you to take a look at. Right. So once you've enrolled in classes, you will have access to Canvas, which you'll see in your My Cvcc. And in Canvas, that's our online teaching platform. You're going to see a new student orientation that every new student is enrolled in. And that's a great resource for you to explore once you've enrolled in classes. We talk about, there's information about financial aid, distance education, student life, all sorts of good things for you to be aware of and to check out. We are also have lots of resources for you as a student at Cvcc. We have tutoring available. We have the Student Success Center, which provides tutoring for classes that you're enrolled in. We also have 24/7 tutoring, online tutoring for you, which you can access through Canvas as well. And then we have something called the MAL, which is a Math Achievement Learning Lab, and that's where you can go if you need help with math. And then we also have the Writing Center, which will help with papers, but it's not just for English classes. If you have to write a paper in history or psychology or sociology, they can help with those paper writing assignments as well. We also have loaner hotspots and laptops available for students. So if you need a laptop or a hotspot, we can help you with that. You just need to contact our library, and they can talk you through checking one of those out for the semester. We have the bookstore on campus. So after you've enrolled in classes, you can see what books you need and then order your books online. And then we also have student accessibilities services. So if you had an IEP or a 504 plan in high school and you need accommodations, we have a student accessibilities coordinator, Meredith McLaughlin, and she can assist you with getting your accommodations in place. And I'll put her information in the chat. And like I said before, we are enrolling now. So we'd love to talk to you more about getting started. You can call the counseling office, and I will give that number. And you can also make an appointment with counselors as well. And now I'm gonna pass it off to our student life coordinator, Deanne Mcdaniel.
Thank you, Ashley, and good evening, everyone. So you've heard everyone talk about their the academic piece of our college. So now I'm going to talk about the non-academic piece. In student life, we offer you a variety of activities and learning experiences that tie in with your academic learning. So some of the leadership opportunities that you can get through us are participating in clubs and organizations by taking on officer roles, participating in our Student Government Association, as well as participating in our Student Ambassador Program. And that program is one where you apply, you represent the school, work very closely with Michelle, going out to visit schools. And it's also, like I said, a leadership opportunity. We also offer the Virginia Community College System as a whole offers a conference that we're still kind of thinking about reshaping going into this next year from some of the things that we've done over this last year, where we'll offer a virtual component and then possibly an in-person component in the spring, and we offer that to our students who are in leadership roles to attend. And then there's also the fun side of student life, where we offer culture activities, but also fun things for you to do as well. Normally when we're on campus, we have picnics, we'll bring in laser tag and things like that. But over this time during the pandemic, we created our virtual student center, which is where we did all of our activities. And we did that so that we could continue our engagement with our students, as well as to give them that non-academic leadership opportunities and to still build connections with them. As we moved into the fall semester and we bring more things back on campus, we'll always keep that virtual student center because we'll always have students that will take our classes online, and it'll give us an opportunity to connect our on-campus activities with our students that are still doing just online classes. So make sure we keep everyone engaged in the activities that we are offering at CVCC. How we let you know about these activities, of course, will be in the virtual student center and also through a weekly email that I send out letting you know about the various events. One of the other things that we also highlight in the virtual student center, as well as in my emails, are our transfer events. So when we have colleges that come on campus and are visiting and want to talk to you about their offerings, we highlight those as well as any, if our colleges are doing open houses or anything like that, that is also highlighted in the virtual student center. So when you get near time, you'll start seeing a lot of emails from me. So hopefully you'll have time to either participate in one of our virtual events or our on-campus events, or when we're kind of doing a hybrid event where we're both online and on campus. So keep an eye out for those fun activities as we'll get closer to the fall semester. We'll probably do some over the summer just to keep engagement going. So if you're enrolling in summer classes, keep your eyes out for your email or in the virtual student center for those dates, times, and activities. I know there was a couple of questions that were had about sports. Sports are dependent on our students' interest. We only do offer club sports just because of our campus size. So it's dependent on our students' interest and them taking a leadership role in developing the teams and then building them from there. So the most popular ones we've had are soccer and baseball. So it depends on our students. So just if you have an interest in a sport, you can reach out to me and let me know and we can discuss further. If there are no questions, I'm going to pass it back to Michelle so she can wrap it up for the evening. Thank you for joining us, and I wish you luck in your journey.
All right, thank you, panel, for a wealth of information. I've been looking at the chat and looked like there was a question that went forward asking about work study. Do we have a work study program? And the answer is yes, we do, but it's been on hold for a little bit because, well, due to the pandemic. But I'm gonna let Hunter weigh in on that a little bit as it concerns work study because it's connected to financial aid.
Well, actually, I don't have an answer for you, Michelle, but
okay.
If anybody has questions about work study, either email the financial aid department or you can email me directly and I can give you an answer on that.
But we will at some point, Hunter, is it correct, get the work study program back up and running, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great, right. So the answer is yes, we do have the work study program as a part of what we offer. But again, it's been on hiatus for a little bit. All right, we are now at the Q&A portion of the evening, and we would love to hear any questions that you might have. We'd love to answer those questions. So I'm going to go ahead and take a few minutes and pause and see if there are any questions. Anybody, any questions, thought, ideas, please, we want to hear. All right, this is a familiar sound, Dee, so I'm going to go around the horn a little bit here. Now, I have some idea of what you're interested in studying at Cvcc because you've indicated that when we ask about your program of interest. But what I would like to know, and I think the rest of our team would like to know as well, is what's the dream? What are you thinking about in terms of career? And so I'm going to come around the horn and listen, I don't want to embarrass anybody. So if you do not wish to speak, that is fine. You can throw it in the chat and one of us will see it and we'll know. But I'm going to come around the horn and ask. And again, if you want to share it with us, if not, I'll keep moving. Matthew, what are you thinking about doing career-wise?
Well, after I go to Cvcc for 2 years and then I transfer to maybe another school and get a higher degree, I want to go into the police force. Well, not exactly the police force, but I want to become a crime scene investigator, okay, which is like, it requires a bachelor's degree in either biology, chemistry, or criminal justice.
Okay.
Go ahead. And I want to, I want to get out there and I want to help people. I want to make sure criminals get in jail. Okay. I just want to contribute to the community. And I feel like Cvcc is definitely a pivotal way to help me do that.
No doubt about it. Now, are you looking to go to a 4-year school within the state of Virginia or outside of Virginia?
Definitely in Virginia.
Great.
Because
go ahead.
Mostly because it's cheaper, and I imagine like laws are different in different states.
Yes, and I'm going to change that word from cheaper to cost effective. How about that? Yes, it is cost effective to attend. Yes, Cvcc. And just so you know, and everybody else that's listening, you're not spinning your wheels. You are basically completing your freshman and sophomore year of college with us, doing with us what you would have done had you gone to the 4-year college first. And you're going to do it in a most cost-effective way. And that is indeed true. So thank you for even considering Cvcc and being with us. Christian, what do you got? What are you thinking about career-wise? What's the dream?
Honestly, I'm not really sure yet. I just want to get my general studies out of the way so that if and when I transfer to a bigger college, I can, when I do get some idea, I can just focus on those classes instead of,
Got it. And that's exactly right, because you'll get all the gen eds out of the way at Cvcc. And that's the beautiful thing about college, period, and a community college, because we're a little bit smaller and we can pull up a little bit closer, that you get to talk to folks that will just help you just take a look at all the possibilities and how the dots can get connected with one thing to the next and just be a bit of an inspiration in helping you figure that out. So thank you. Samira, did I get that right? Lambert is the last name. Are you there? All right, we'll keep moving. Patterson, are you there? Danny, do I have a winner?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Oh, Patterson, okay, there you go. So what's the dream? What are you thinking about career-wise?
So I'm just like the last person who talked. I can't. Christian, right?
Christian,
I don't exactly. Sorry. I'm not exactly sure yet.
Okay.
I'm really looking into like something that has to do with history, maybe archaeology.
Okay. All right. Got it. Okay. Very good. I think Lambert said that I saw something in the chat. If somebody can go back in there and pick that up, I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what it was.
Criminal justice.
Criminal justice. Very good. Thank you, Ashley. Yeah. All right. And thank you, Patterson. Danny, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Talk to us. What's the dream?
Well, I was gonna go there for one of the welding programs was the plan. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like a pretty solid job, a pretty solid career to get into that I can maintain while also pursuing, other interests of mine.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm right, and panel help me out, the welding falls under the G3. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes? So that means, Danny, you need to be talking to Ashley or one of her counterparts, her colleagues, about how do you get into that welding program and possibly get it paid for. And let me tell you this, because I talk with our folks over in our technical programs, and Deborah probably can attest to this as well. I understand that they're looking for welders all the time, and that there's a shipyard, I think, in Norfolk, that they're always looking for welders, and underwater welders at that, and they make a lot of money, but they should, right? You're playing with water, electricity, you should make a lot of money, right? But no doubt about it, welding is a in-demand field. Kayla, did I get that right? Are you there? All right, maybe Kayla's not there or stepped away. All right, well, listen, thank you all so much for just sharing with us, because, we get to hear about what you might be interested in studying, but it's always a treat for us to hear about where that studying is going to take you. What are you looking to do in terms of a career? All right, I have one more poll, and then I am going to wrap it up and let you guys go. So here's that last poll that I'm going to send your way. Let me see if I can get to it. And this poll is asking the question, did you find the information tonight helpful? Was it worth your time? And did you learn anything? So I'm gonna go ahead and launch that poll, give you a second or two to respond to it. All right, we're gonna end the poll. And panel, you need to know you guys did the work this evening. You got the job done. It appears that everybody got what they needed. And we so appreciate you all being with us this evening. A couple of reminders that the sessions, again, they are recorded. They are on our YouTube channel and our website. So we would invite you to go and just sit down and slow down the tape and listen again and again in terms of getting this information. We thank you for joining us this evening. These sessions, again, they occur every Tuesday evening from 5:30 to 6:30, and we look forward to seeing you in a future information session. Thank you and have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.